we found, and when we kept looking for podcasts, we found that there's nothing out there news-wise that's talking about Games Workshop.
He's the voice, I'm behind it.
You're the brains.
I'm trying. Well, yeah, I guess you could call it the brains.
And what we're striving to be is the news station, if you will, for lack of a better term, that you tune into twice a month to find out what's going on with 40K.
I mean, we just try and do it for people who are listening and that are recording right now. It's for them.
When you guys got into this, you jumped in with both feet, you spent the money, but you got sponsorships, and that's not common for a young podcast. A lot of times people will do their first 10 before they even put them out there. You have commercials in yours. Now talk a little bit about gathering sponsorship to pay for it.
What we did is, since we're the first, it was easy. And in fact, the first couple of sponsors that contacted us, and that's what gave us the idea. We said, wow, they've already heard, so we'll start to, do the asking, to say, hey, this is our podcast, this is what we do. And we've just been surprised with how many people have jumped on board, because there's nothing else out there like it.
I think they emailed me just saying, we're 40K Radio, do you want to exchange links or something like that? And I listened to their program, I thought it was awesome, and it's really a cut above. Every year it seems like the hobby gets a little better, a little smoother.
They can advertise in some forums, and they can advertise on some certain websites, but they really don't have another outlet that's designed for their consumer. And we hit them automatically because they do all the searching to find us, and we've had nothing but positive responses from the sponsors, and we want to thank a lot of them, Total Wargamer, Bitsbox, CCG Armory, just to name a few, that really helped us out.
Do you feel that puts a little added pressure, especially just starting out, that, whoa, we really need to make sure we got our stuff together?
Yeah, and it's kind of what drives us a little bit, to sound as professional as we can, and it helps us hit our deadlines. Not that we don't appreciate our listeners, but when it changes the game when you've got somebody saying, here's money every month, I expect my commercial on there to be hit this day, and this day. So it really gives us just an extra added drive to hopefully make the show better in the long run.
Now, have you found that you enjoy it more or less, or is it now work, or is it still fun?
It's still fun. My wife thinks it's work, but we enjoy it. It gets us out of the house. We go to his house, record. Sometimes we go to my house and record. I perform, browse all the time. Just something else to do other than sitting there doing nothing and watching television. So we might as well do something for the fans. Reinforcements just showed up. You got
It's not just 40K Radio talking to a bunch of sponsors and cool people. It's also, it's always been a show about and for the listeners.
What do you see coming up for the future of 40K Radio?
The future, we have to survive a DEF CON first.